The party arrives at the abandoned mines where warning signs mark the tunnels beyond as dangerous. Before anyone can discuss a plan, Tomoji happily skips inside. Cloud quickly follows to keep him safe while the rest of the party trails behind. Soma sends his mechanical mole, Mogura, to search for the rare minerals they were hired to collect, but it initially finds no trace of them. Tomoji's curiosity quickly gets the better of him when he picks up a rock covered in thick spider webs, prompting a terrified scream that brings the rest of the party running. They soon discover the entire tunnel is blanketed in webs, growing denser the further they go in. Leo burns them away with oil and fire, drawing an angry swarm of spiders from deeper within the mine. Tomoji incinerates 3 of them with a fireball while Mogura finishes off the last. Hidden within the webs, the party discovers some abandoned equipment, with Soma claiming a pistol and Leo taking a set of traveler's garb. They also find small pieces of the minerals that they're seeking. While searching the remains, Suki notices a patch of rot on one of the spiders that resembles a corruption spreading through her homeland, collecting a sample to investigate later. Tomoji once again races ahead with Cloud guarding him. Cloud discovers a bundle of papers, which Suki later reads. The documents reveal the mine's history, explaining that a mysterious corruption forced it to close, and warning of a mining construct that had gone berserk somewhere in the tunnels. Using the notes to guide the way, Hitori leads the group deeper into the mine, only for the rotting floor beneath him to collapse into a pit. The obstacle proves difficult to cross, but everyone eventually makes it to the other side, though Cloud is knocked unconscious by the fall. Not long after, the party encounters the rogue mining construct. The battle is far more difficult than their fight with the spiders, but Leo ultimately destroys the machine with a powerful lightning attack. Beyond it lies the mine's main chamber, where the party finally locates the rare minerals they had come to collect. They gather enough to complete the job, along with several extra pieces they hope to prove useful later, before beginning the journey back to town. With that, all of you guys do manage to make your way back into Mine's Refuge, and what would you like to do? You sort of have choices laid out before you. Do you even want to complete the job, or do you want to keep all the materials for yourselves?
Is all of the stuff we're about to turn in, like, stuff we could use for the project? Or... Mm-hmm.
They're good conductive metals and things like that that you could use to help you with the project, which would reduce the cost of it.
Ruefully, Tomoji offers that he's willing to part with his very valuable rocks that he found. It's basically just useless quartz. But that is his prized possession. Otherwise, he's not really particularly interested in the other rocks because they're not as cool and shiny as his. So he's indifferent as far as if they're sold or used.
Well, if I'm being honest, the reward being offered for this was kind of pitiful compared to all the trouble we went through. I wouldn't have any qualms with keeping it all for ourselves.
We could always do like a half and half thing, like maybe we give them a little bit back, say that we couldn't find all of it, and keep the rest for ourselves.
But isn't that lying?
Oh, yeah.
Soma would look over to Hatsuri and would say, who cares? What are they going to do with all of these components and minerals and stuff? We went through all the effort. We have actual uses for them. Why should they get all of the things that we took the time and effort to go and collect? They could have gotten it themselves if they really wanted them.
Well, that's what they're paying us for, isn't it? I mean, we could keep it. if we really think it's going to be more useful that way.
Soma would kind of look over the different things that Hattori collected and would say, I mean, you can give up yours if you wanted to, but there's a lot of really cool things I bet that you could make with those materials that you acquired. It'd be a shame to let that go to waste. Who knows how many more people it could help.
And it's not like they paid us yet. So it's not like we took their money and then we didn't give them product. So it's like, you know.
We could always put the job listing back on the board and leave it for someone else to complete.
Okay. I think I like that idea.
Maybe we could tell them that there's spiders down there. So that way no one gets hurt.
A warning might be nice.
Are there still any spiders?
I never saw any. I only saw that robot thing. It was not very nice.
Alright, so we're keeping the stuff and we're going to put the notice back up on the board.
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
With a warning. Dangerous.
All right.
Moji, do you want to practice your writing and write the warning on there?
Yeah.
I can try. He gets out his little pen. I would say he gets about halfway through writing the word warning, and then he just starts drawing spiders and robots. Pretty close effort.
Good enough for Leo. He's like, all right.
Warn.
This works. Great job, buddy.
Yeah, it's like warn and then spiders and.
Either that or I like war, just war, and then spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spiders and robots have a war.
I love that. You accidentally make it look like the spiders and robots are fighting each other, so they just think you're doodling on this thing. But yeah, you repost it. It's not like anyone cares. I think that's a common thing. If someone does not have time to finish a job, they'll put it back, and you decide to keep all your materials. As you do take the time to assess the materials you have, which I assume you kind of go back, there'd be like a student lab you're allowed to use, you know, in the academy. You find that with their help, it'll lower the cost of your project by 100 gold. And just to remind you guys, this is a medium project, so it is 200 if you just want it to be a one at a time scanning an individual. But if you want to make it like pulse out in an area, that will cost the multiplier based on the area size. So with the materials bringing it down, it'll be 100 gold to finish your project.
I believe because we want the project or the device presumably to be reusable, like it'll multiply the cost by a further of 5 as well. So it's going to cost at least 1,000 gold.
Yeah, I didn't read that part of it, but I'm gonna just say, because this is a short campaign, that you don't have to do that. Yeah, we'll just say that it won't be a consumable to keep it at the ×1, you know, considering.
I had a question, just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So I have the visionary skill. Mm-hmm. So when I work on a project up to skill level ×100, Zenit material costs are automatically paid.
Oh.
Additionally, I generate an additional skill level progress every day if... Oh, hold on. If multiple characters with the skill work on the same project, the effects will be cumulative. So I don't know if Hattori has that skill as a tinkerer, but I think that sounds like it is helpful in this current situation.
I do have that one at level 1.
Nice. So I guess their visionary skills might come into play here.
Yeah, definitely.
I also have it at level 1 too, just to clarify. Because like a knucklehead, I put my other skills into gadgets.
All right. So yeah, between the two of you, that will deduct another 200. Which, you know, obviously you already have with the, like, that's overshot. So if you wanted to then increase its area, you could, or again, keep it as a individual one at a time scanner. It's kind of up to you.
Well, how much money do we all have individually? Because I could put some money towards the project as well.
You did get the 80 from Lucy for that one job you guys completed.
Tomoji will just kind of like, he'll call over Hattori. He'll be like, "Psst, Hattori. Yeah."
What is it, Tomoji?
He'll pull out of his bag his little coin pouch, and he'll put it in Hattori's hand and say, "For more rocks," and give you like a giant like cat eye wink. He never spent any money, so he has 290 gold. Because why does he need to spend money? He likes caterpillars. So that can go to the pool. So
Sure?
similar, probably.
This is a lot.
He would say, he just kind of like shrugs. He's like, "I don't know. I've been carrying it around and it's heavy, so I don't need it." And you guys might remember in the beginning when he paid his school fees, he also had a rather large bag of money. The bag itself is probably very nice, like, you know, like crushed velvet and like, you know, nice little, you know, silk cords and stuff. So it doesn't look like it's something that really would be his. But yeah, Tomoji is completely unbothered with how much it is or anything. He just doesn't like carrying it around because it's heavy. You know, kind of like when you put a piece of tape on a cat, they're like, "Ugh."
So if you just go between the visionary and the materials stuff, plus 290 from Tomoji, plus the 80 from the job, you guys are up to 670 deduction. So you could do a large area if you wanted.
Sarah, I sent you a DM just real quick.
Oh, sure.
I guess we're doing a large project. Sorry, how much was the total again?
670.
Okay, yeah, I don't have enough to bump it up to huge, but
Should still save us a lot of time. Better than one at a time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Soma will just kind of nudge Hattori with his elbow and he'll say, "Something's better than nothing."
How much more do we need?
well, like the other said, I think it's good enough. I think Hattori has like less than 100, so he definitely can't make the. I think we need 130 for huge, but
For huge, it's 4 times 2, which would be 800 total. So yeah, you need another 130.
Soma would dig around in his backpack. He'll say, "I know that I saved some of my money from before. Where? Oh, there it is." And he'll kind of pull out just like a worn kind of sheet metal satchel and he'll say, "Hey, what about this? I didn't count it, but I think it should be enough." And he'll pull out... We're going to pretend that he doesn't know, but it's 250.
Oh. Yeah, that'll definitely put it to the huge area. So you only need to deduct 130 from that to get it to the 800.
Is there a gargantuan area?
No.
No, this is as big as it gets.
But huge is a huge area. A fortress, a lake, the top of a mountain, a village, or a city block. You'd be able to pulse, like, the entire school and somewhat into the town with this, you know?
Nice.
And Narya, you said 130, right?
Yeah, 130 is what you need to deduct from that.
Gang.
All right. And with that, I feel like you guys will start heading to tinker and work with it for the rest of the day. So the progress you need to make is equal to 1 for every 100 zenit of material costs. So 8 progress. And you guys get to add 1 progress for every character who worked on the project, which I assume everyone would help.
Yeah.
So that is 1, 2,
Help
3,
might be
4,
a strong word.
5.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Leo,
be careful how
emoji
emoji helps.
4 plus emoji help.
Yeah, right. Can I count as half? Like his help would be like standing guard, and with the expectation he'd fall asleep.
And to be fair, I feel like for Leo, he's not a very techie guy, and his focus is not kept for very long. So he would probably have gone off and like, "Hey, who was your like teacher for this stuff again?"
Her name is Pearl.
Where's your classroom at? I was curious about a thing or two.
Oh yeah, it's you follow down that hall and then you turn left and he'll direct him.
Yeah, good.
All right, I'm gonna go visit her, and I just like wave and walk away with my bag full of loose metals.
Oh, okay, bye.
So I guess Leo isn't helping, so that'll bring it down to 4. Tomoji will be moral support help, you know. But you get plus 1 progress for every character that is a tinkerer, so that's 6 total. You guys need... That'll be 6 out of 8 progress for today. 6, 8. As you guys tinker away. With that, we will follow Leo, and as you head down towards the classroom, luckily for you, Pearl is there. And you do hear a lot of like banging and clangering and, you know, like sounds of tinkering going on, and yeah.
Just curious, what would I, if anything, have heard of Pearl? From them or from others?
That is a good question.
I think Hattori, when you're asking Hattori how he would describe Pearl, he would say, "Oh, well, she's a very fun, very, very loud person. She tends to be very... She has an interesting choice of vocabulary. She chooses her words very interesting."
Echoing down the hall. Ow, fuck!
Yeah. Like he opens the class with like, "What's up, bitches?" Right? And
do you think that you or that Soma would have mentioned that she was a water genasi?
I don't think so. I'm not sure if Hattori knows what a genasi is.
about from other sources would I know that information?
Yeah, definitely from other sources, which, I mean, I think it's pretty... I mean, how many pearls who are tinkerers exist in the world? You know what I mean? So I feel like you would definitely have heard of that before. Someone you know is kind of close to her, even though you've not really had chance to talk to her very much. But he has spoken of her very fondly. So, you know he cares about her a lot. And I think you've met her at least once or twice. So, confirming that this is, you know.
So I just got knocked out of Discord for like last 30 seconds probably.
Oh, great. The whole time I was talking.
Yeah, I heard like Pearl tinkerers, like making sort of like that connection right there.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where I cut out.
And I think also your brother would have mentioned that she is in Mines Refuge, was like the last you heard of her location. So, I mean, how many pearls in Mines Refuge are tinkerers? Do you know what I mean? But you know that he's spoken of her very fondly, even if I feel like you've probably at least met her once or twice when she visited.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I had any sort of level of familiarity with her, or if she knew me, doesn't know me. So I think
she definitely would know you.
I think as I'm coming in, I hear that like, ouch, fuck, and I like come up and like not sneak behind her, but as soon as I'm like in the room, I kind of pop out of like a corner and I'm just like, oh, hi, Auntie Pearl.
Gosh, Jesus. Holy shit, you scared the... Leo, oh my god! She grabs you and pulls you into a hug. What the fuck are you doing here? Holy shit!
Yeah, so, I just kind of popped out of, like, a little portal thingy and started here. So, I'm going to school now.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah. Willow mentioned you do kind of pop around the world sometimes. Does he know you're here?
Maybe. I haven't sent him any messages or anything yet, but he usually has a way of finding me.
Well, shit. I mean, I could talk to him now. Hell, you could talk to him now. She, fidgets with her stuff. And
that'd be cool. Though I did come for a different reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what's up?
So I keep on getting beat up in all these fights that I'm getting in, and I beat the shit out of this giant metal monster the other day with some of my new friends, and I was wondering if I could maybe make this into armor, or if you could make this into armor for me.
You know, it's weird how much in our group child endangerment happens. She's pulling the metal and putting it down on her desk. You wouldn't believe the kind of fights I got into when I was... well, a little older than you, but still.
I've heard about some of them.
Yeah. So she looks at this metal and she's like, yeah, I could do something with this, of course. You were just looking for, like, a fancy armor?
No, just something better than I, like, indicate my combat tunic that I'm currently wearing that is just fabric. Just something thicker than this.
Yeah, we can definitely do something with that. All right.
And I think when we were talking last time, you said something like bronze plate, probably, right?
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, well, I'm not the best at, just like smithing some metal together, but we can work something out here.
Oh, come on. I heard you made a metal arm for a lady once.
I didn't make the arm, but I did make it blow up, which was awesome. You know me and fire. Which is a bit ironic, isn't it? She points to her face.
Right.
But here, let's see what we can do. And she will start hammering into things and bolting it together. And I feel like it's more of like what a tinkerer would make for armor. So it looks like almost this patchwork makeshift version of...
This is literally bits and pieces of random metals that I found. So I think that's accurate for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Tinkerer slander. We won't tolerate this.
You're not here. You can't hear any of this.
Yeah.
Your goosebumps probably prickle up, like you feel it like on the back of your neck, like, but you don't hear it.
And while she's working to her little like pine cone spider that she's notorious for, seems to help bring her things like nuts and bolts or whatever she needs to start working on this thing, while the mechanical panther is just sitting in the corner looking bored. But yeah, she does this for you it takes her a while. Obviously it's going to take her a few hours. She probably like has you help her in the easiest ways, you know, just to be like, shit, can you get me that screwdriver, you know, or something. But
I like it. Half the time that she's looking for me, though, I'm probably not there and just like off exploring her shop.
Yeah.
Looking for new fun stuff, but obviously not taking anything from my not family, but
yeah, well, I mean, consider her
enough.
like an aunt, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you see all kinds of weird like half-made projects that she kind of started and then didn't finish, and then you also see she has some things like locked up and you get the feeling that it's not because she gives a shit, but because the school gives a shit. That there's some explosion type projects that she has locked away behind some cabinet somewhere, but you can at least look at them and see what kind of stuff. There's like half-made, she definitely likes to make mechanical creatures, so there's like half-mades of those of different various types, and I think one of the newer ones that she would have had that is somewhat like working but not complete is like this big bird of prey, you know, like a half-made mechanical eagle that's kind of not able to fly yet, but is sort of just sitting watching you as you look around, and does a weird mechanical like when you come near.
I'll probably just go over and start like mimicking it like a kid would do. Just like
but I feel like you'd recognize it as something that Willow has had around him at some point too. It seems like she's probably trying to remake something like that. But yeah, in the meantime, while she's working on that, the rest of you guys do a lot of work on your project, and there's not a whole lot to go over with that. But as you all pool together, I don't even think you have to roll for projects, so yeah. It's just about the progress and the cost.
I guess that makes sense, since it's something we're like spending time to do right rather than like doing fast, I guess.
Even other game systems have that take 10 or take 20 idea that if you're not in danger or in a rush, you generally are just able to use your skills.
Plus, I feel like with two tinkerers anyway, you kind of, you know, it's not so bad. As you guys seem to piece this together, you're like at the cusp of finishing, but it's pretty late now. You know, you're getting tired, and you all know that if you push too hard, that could ruin the project instead of help it. So you're like, your options are, you know, finish it tomorrow at the end of class or skip class and do it anyway.
Tomoji's mostly indifferent on going to class or not.
Well, I'm not, so I'll see you guys after class tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think Hattori wants to miss a class with Pearl. She's way too much fun.
Is there anything you guys would like to do at the end of the night before you go to bed and to your rooms or huts out in the back?
I think, I don't know how much time we have, but if I can make a quick trip to the library,
Yeah.
I would like that.
Yeah, of course. when you get to the library at this hour, there wouldn't be too many people there. There are a few late night studies, happening, but not very many.
Okay. I'm looking for anything that, might have any information about this rot that I found. Maybe like books where I could like look at what I collected and kind of compare maybe like an illustration to it or anything like that.
Yeah. Let's see what roll that would be. That would just be an insight plus insight.
Okay.
For research.
Got 12.
Yeah, with a 12, you kind of pick out a few different books that talk about, like, diseases and things like that could happen. But then there's a lot of narrowing it down from there, because obviously this is something that seems to also corrupt mechanical and, metal and rocks and, stuff like that. It isn't just biological tissue, so that at least it helps you like narrow down a lot of it. And now you get down to words, English. You do find a book that stands out to you that describes a lot of curses and things like that, and it seems to match those rules. You don't find the exact specific one that this corruption is, but just judging from what you read out of this book of curses, it feels more like this is probably some kind of curse of some sort.
Okay. And I'll probably see if they'll let me check that one out so I can maybe refer to it later, and then I'll probably head back to my room.
Yeah, they definitely would. Anybody else have anything they'd like to do? With that
I think at the moment, I think if Tomoji sees Korin at some point, he probably wants to ask him about the magical bag that only is a one-way trip for tiny grasshoppers, but unless he runs into him naturally, he's probably not going to run off on his own to find him.
Let's make it a dice roll. Nope, you don't tonight.
Makes sense. Even an elf has to sleep.
Or he's probably in a hole of the library.
I think once again, Hattori spent his whole day in a dusty, dirty cave, and he's going to spend extra time in the bath or the shower.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Soma, anything for you?
I think that Soma might just want to kind of do another look over some of the materials that he had found in the cave and just kind of see what's there, see what materials might be useful for future projects.
Yeah. A lot of the materials you had to use for the project, so unfortunately you don't have a whole lot left over, but like I said, it's a lot of really good conductive metals and materials and what have you that you can kind of I feel like you're like, yes, this would work well. Hell, Hattori thinking about maybe getting more for your Battori would probably be a good idea sometime, but that would be something you'll have to go fetch more of it. In the meantime, then, I guess we'll head on back over to Leo, who, as the night comes upon you, you eventually, she holds up this patchwork metal armor, and she's like, there we go. Fuck, that took a while.
Hey, it's better than what I got. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that'd be pretty shitty if I let you go off and die somewhere. Actually, how did you come into this?
Like I said, I think I just fell out of a portal, so I don't really know for sure, but I think it probably had something to do with Continuum.
Yeah, I mean, like, how'd you come across all this metal stuff? This looks like off of a mining bot or something.
Oh yeah, we killed a mining bot. That was the giant metal monster that I was talking about.
What a specific guess.
She's probably done maintenance or repairs on the mining bots at some point in the past, or created a few of them herself. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, she's a head fucking person here. Yeah, she would definitely have been involved in some of that. She's like, shit, well, that was a shot in the dark. Crazy, but hopefully this keeps you safer.
Yeah, they're actually really susceptible to shock, so it worked out once we figured that out.
Alright,
just do lightning at it a couple times.
Oh yeah, they don't like that. That fries their circuits. Well, you know, I'm not going to tell you not to get into trouble because that's stupid and that's going to happen anyway, but, you know, just try to stay safe. I would hate to have to tell Willow you're dead.
He just shrugs his shoulders and he's like, I'll do my best. You know, I don't always have control over it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, portaling here, for one thing, is really weird.
I guess my dad really wanted me to go to school. I don't know that my mom cared as much, but...
Yeah, how does that work?
I don't know. It's been a little rough. He, like, sags just a little bit, probably.
She'll pull you into another hug, and she's just like, well, don't worry, if you need help, I'm here for you. You wanna...
Thanks, Pearl.
Yeah. Wanna get some dinner?
Sure. Ooh, and then we could call Willow.
Yeah, right. Fuck, I need to tell him you're here. So she fidgets in her pockets and then realizes she doesn't have it, goes through some desk drawers and grabs this stone, which is the equivalent of a sending stone in here. And she's just, all right, do you want to talk to him or do you want me to? Doesn't really matter to me.
I mean, we could do like a 3-way call. like I know that that's not like a real thing, but like just a way that we could share. Like, I'll talk to him for a minute, then she'll talk to him for a minute. We don't need to role play all of it, but I feel like we would have like a good chance for all of us to kind of catch up and talk and, you know, have a nice dinner and...
Yeah, so obviously when you hear him, he's just like, I'm glad to hear you're alive and safe. And I will stop by and visit soon then. Mine's Refuge. I hate that place. Alright, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Awesome.
Why do you hate this place? This place is fucking awesome! I am the shepherd of a grove. Why do you think I hate this place, Pearl? Yeah, well, fuck you. It'd be nice to see you. And anyway, you guys chat a bit, have some dinner, catch up, and then eventually meet up with Tomoji back at his little hut shack area that you guys have created. I think Pearl would walk you there just to know where you stay, you know. And
check it out. We built all this.
I mean, cool. Why are you sleeping out here?
There's more bugs.
Inside.
More okay. Yeah, you like what you
more
like.
More bugs, more rocks. He likes bugs and rocks.
I like fluffy beds. But, cool. At least now I know where to find you. Don't kill each other, don't get into trouble, and don't die. She ruffles your hair and starts heading off.
Thanks again for the armor.
Yeah, have a good one. Sleep well.
Tomoji, you'd see me probably wearing my new.
Yeah, he'd probably be like, ooh, shiny. Look at all the rocks.
Yeah, we made this out of like some of the rocks I found earlier. The kind of rocks, but kind of metal now. But I think rocks and metal are the same thing, right?
That's what I always thought. Well, this will be perfect whenever we find whoever the bad person is.
Stab him.
Yeah. With lightning.
Yeah. And we're just
I'm
like
gonna draw
probably
a picture of that right now.
Yeah, we're probably like just drawing pictures
Right.
in the dirt, like just
like yeah, and then more lightning over here. Definitely a great battle plan. 2 hours later, it's like just like this sprawling mural.
We've got like different candles set up throughout, and like some of them are
way
even like
more fun than
strategically
doing
placed. Yeah,
actual homework.
Love it. But eventually you guys do get tired and fall asleep. And the next day, you all wake up early, head to classes, do your thing. It's all fun and games. But as you all gather at the end of class, I don't want to go through each and every class again. And I mean, let's be real, we're all about breaking the rules here. You will both take some time. You'll all take some time to finish your project, and I'd say it'd take a couple of hours to get those last 2 progress points that you need. And you think you've got a pretty good looking scanner, and I'd like Hattori and Soma to sort of describe what it looks like as you hold up the completed project.
You'd see Soma wiping sweat from his brow as he is tightening one more bolt, and he would just look up to Hattori and kind of flash an excited smile, and then he would just nod his head yes.
Considering that it only took 2 days to complete, it's probably like very scrappy looking, not very sophisticated. I'd imagine it's basically a compass attached to a bunch of like runes and other metals, maybe gems, and it's like we turn it on and it just flicked, like the needle just points to a direction. And
I love that.
yeah. Like, it's not gonna have like a fancy screen or anything. I don't think we can create something like that in just 2 days.
I think at the moment, since the whole point is that you have to calibrate it to what you're looking for, right now the needle just is kind of spinning. Like, it's got nothing to calibrate against. But, yeah, then the idea would be to find yourself a demon to calibrate it to it. Or summon one.
I believe we talked about summoning one, yeah. Yep. As a ritual.
Which Corin had mentioned it would be a spiritist ritual. Can any of you do spiritist ritualism?
I have this
Not
spiritist. Yeah, I have that class, but I didn't take the skill to do the rituals.
How would you like to proceed in trying to find someone who can?
Let's see.
Suki, I think you said Marcus teaches spiritism. Should we try asking him?
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Bunch of first years. Hey, professor, help us summon a demon.
So, according to Elementalist, one of the Elementalist free benefits is you may perform rituals whose effects fall within the ritualism discipline.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a ritualism discipline, which is for other, like, more randomized things, but this one, because it's involved with, kind of summoning and controlling a person in a way.
Gotcha.
You know, this falls under the spiritism ritual.
Yeah, if you actually check out that thing that you pinned, it actually has a description for each of the different like ritual things. I didn't notice that until last time we were looking.
Okay. So it says ritualism is extracting magic from an object, activating a soul circuit, or sense the presence of magic. I see. And then the other one is finding creatures. Cool. Well, Tomoji can help.
Everyone can help, technically, in the ritual.
Yeah, for rituals, yeah. He can't lead it.
No.
Although him leading one would be hilarious.
What do I know of Professor Marcus? Like, do they seem chill?
Yeah, he seems pretty... He's been very kind. He's been very... Like, you had the class with him today, for example, and he was just so understanding, and he was very wise in how he guided people through Spiritism today, and just seems like a really nice man. He's like older, middle-aged man.
Okay. Well, we can ask Professor Marcus. I mean, if anything, he might want to help us just to keep us safe. Maybe out of the worry, we might try it without him if he doesn't. So if we want to go by his office or whatever you guys think.
So we just need a demon, right?
Any demon to calibrate the machine so it knows what a demon is, and then it would find demons once it knows what one is, I think.
Does it matter, like, what kind of demon?
Well, all we know right now is there could be a demon who's responsible for the... I forget what it's called, the bloodletting. There was another term for it. We know
Penguin.
Yes. We know that there's a demon involved for that, but we don't know too much more than that. So, I think any demon should be fine enough to start our investigation.
Could maybe try and make a phone call home and see if I can help with that, but I don't know if I could.
I think we probably also need to keep in mind that we probably don't want to, like, summon one here permanently, right? The idea is probably just to have it here for long enough to calibrate it and then send it back.
Unless he wants to be our friend.
Leo, you have a very interesting family.
Yeah, you could say that. You should see, like, some of my brothers and sisters. Like Claudia, oh my god, like, she's something else.
So,
Well, I think...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. My vote is still consulting with Professor Marcus. What do you guys think?
You could use my plan as a backup plan in case Marcus says no.
Soma would kind of shrug his shoulders and say, I would rather talk to someone who knows how to work that type of contraption or system. We don't necessarily know what we'll be able to put back if we don't have some sort of more specialized person try to work on it, at least to start.
I I've never met him, but I feel a lot safer if a professor is around.
All right.
All right,
I guess we'll go see him.
You start heading towards Marcus's office. Or classroom, I guess. And he is still there, as it is not too late into the day, so seems like he's grading papers or something along those lines, just like reading through some paperwork and making notes when you enter, and he just looks up and gives a warm smile and just, Suki. And friends. Tomoji. You are always so interesting to meet. If you recall, he is also the lore keeper professor. Right. And you guys had a debate the first day.
It's true. We did.
How can I help all of you?
Yeah,
I'm looking for rocks.
We're trying to summon a demon.
Oh, that too.
Pardon?
Rocks and demons. In that order.
Well, I'm sure you can find plenty of rocks outside, but...
Oh! Guys, handle this. I'll be right back. Go looks for rocks outside.
I'm gonna go keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't get into any trouble. And by that, I mean I'm gonna go help him look for rocks.
Yes, of course. Guys, head out and look for rocks.
Might intervene here before it gets any more unhinged and just say, well, these are all my friends. You met Tomoji, that was Leo that left with him, and this is Soma and Tatori. They're both in the Tinkerer class here. And we were hoping to do a collaboration of sorts. You know, I'm in Spiritism, and they made a demon dowsing machine as a project, and we were hoping to calibrate it.
What an interesting project to choose, especially when school's only been active for a few days.
Soma would just butt in and say, "Ingenuity knows no timelines, sir. Nice to meet you, by the way."
Of course, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. He eyes all of you probably against my better judgment, but it's probably also better that I actually supervise this task that you are set to do instead of leaving you all to possibly get yourselves killed by summoning the wrong kind of demon. So...
Yes,
all right.
We only need the demon here for a bit. This device, and it's this scrappy compass with a bunch of shit attached to it. It's like, this should handle everything else.
He tilts his head looking at it. Just interesting. Well, I don't know much about tinkering. That's not really my particular expertise, obviously, but, right. If we plan to do this, timing is important. I know it seems a little cliche, but it is true. The hour of midnight does help lend to it, and if you are all willing, then let us meet outside the city for this. Perhaps along the coast by the beach.
All right. I think we're familiar with that area, so...
Very good. He kind of just shaking his head at this idea, like I'm about to summon a demon for a bunch of first-year students. Okay. You know, I thought after so many years here, I wouldn't be surprised any longer, but apparently that is not the case.
I think at that point, Tomoji kind of walks back in and just like dusts his hands off, and he's got a big bag of rocks, and he's like, okay, that's definitely taken care of. Now for the demon part.
Yes, we will be meeting at night to do this summoning.
So can I see if Tomoji here has anything that he could add? Just because I am lore master, and he kind of just has an esoteric collection of knowledge. Because of lore master, I actually get a +2 to open checks for knowing things. So maybe he has a little tidbit he could try to throw in, or he could just be hilariously wrong. But I feel like he has at least enough of a rapport with this professor that he would try to throw out knowledge if he could generate it somewhere in his mind.
Yeah, make me an insight. Well, I guess, are you trying to impress him on top of it, or is it just solely for...
Mostly knowledge exchange. So the lore master skill says when I perform an open check using insight and insight, I would get a +2 for my lore master level.
Yeah.
Just to represent the character kind of knowing things.
Make me that insight +2.
All right. That is a whopping 17 with a 10, a 5, and a 2.
Yeah, that is huge. So you definitely know, like, the basic idea of ritualism too is you can add things to it to help, like, lower the, well, I mean, terminology wouldn't be lower the mana cost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you definitely know that is something you can do for sure. And I think too, with this insight plus insight, ironically, some of your rocks
nice. Something I've collected in the back.
Yeah, would actually help to it, like especially, one of the, you mentioned quartz, like especially something like that is a good channeler to help, like,
sure,
add to it, and so you start like spewing out all of these things, like, and pulling out your rocks, I assume.
Yeah. So we'd have a little bit of a chat about, hey, if we're doing this, I have some rocks that will help. I used to find all kinds of rocks for my mentor when he was summoning spirits. I don't really know what happened after that, because after I got the rocks, I was sleepy, and I don't really like staying up till midnight, but I definitely have lots of rocks that'll help.
Well, that is excellent, actually. So a lot of these are very conductive for magic materials. Good collection that you have here. Funny, when you mentioned rocks, I didn't know this is what you meant, but... and he starts going on.
I don't just collect them for no reason, duh.
My mistake.
You just see Soma, like, blink at him, like...
And I think between the two of you, you also discuss, like, symbology and things like that you're like, oh, yes, of course, and once you do the summoning circle and, this and that to bind the demon in so he doesn't escape and murder you all, things like that. You really get into this with him, and you kind of, like... Again, he just kind of sits back afterwards, like, so impressed by you.
I mean, it was an unconventional education, but Tomoji did have a very well-repudiated mentor, so he knows what he's doing. He just didn't get it from a book.
Yeah, he's just... You really are a fascinating person, Tomoji.
He's like, wow. He just grooms his ears.
It just makes him chuckle again. And well, then, unfortunately for you, though, we will have to meet at midnight for this ritual. And
he just kind of makes like a scrunchy face.
Perhaps you should go take a cat nap beforehand so you have the energy.
He just so he just kind of walks off for a nap time. Doesn't even disagree.
Well then, he turns back to Suki. And he's just, as you've heard and us discuss, I do have some preparations to make. These will help when you collect some of the rocks that Tomoji left, and I will see you tonight.
Alright, sounds good. Thanks again
Please.
for...
Do not try to start this without me, though.
We won't.
Alright. And you're welcome. Interesting
Thanks, Professor
students.
Marcus.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to engage with you this evening. Soma will try to say all professionally before dipping out and running away.
There's a pause as he eyes Leo, who's been, sitting here with his purple eyes, and he's just...
I've been quiet. I've been in the shadows. I've been trying not to be close to people. Like, I went out with Tomoji, and then I probably stayed at, like, the back of the classroom, if anything.
Yeah.
So...
Alright, let's see if he notices you. You want to actually stealth, or do you want to...
Oh, yeah. Always
okay.
for him.
Then please make me that stealth check.
9.
Alright. So I think for the most part, he didn't notice you at all until, like, as everyone was leaving. Then he tilted his head looking at you just for a moment before you quickly leave the classroom. And that's all you get. So he did end up seeing you, but it wasn't until the very tail end.
I think if we're all kind of walking out together, I might pop up beside you guys or behind you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe a little scarily, but you guys probably saw me too. And, like, I'm not trying to scare you, but he does have that just kind of sneaky vibe about him just regardless. I think he would, like, come up behind you guys and just be like, so does anybody else think that was, like, way too easy?
I mean, he is a teacher. It's his job to help.
Yeah, but summon a demon? I did not think that was going to be a possibility from any of our teachers here.
Soma would say, well, back in my village, my folks at least would let me do some things at home, so they would know that I wasn't going to do it out and about. Better to make a supervised mistake than a independent one. He could be the same way, but I'm not opposed to being extra cautious just in case. Wouldn't be our first time running into a two-timer around here.
Maybe Marcus just really knows what he's doing.
Tomoji would probably kind of yawn and be like, stretch, and be like, my mentor used to summon things to talk, different spirits, and sometimes demons. You just have to make sure they don't get out, and then you're fine. But a lot of times they'll talk about stuff, especially if you tell them secrets, like where to find really cool rocks.
Oh, I didn't know you had so much experience with something like this.
Well, my mentor, I don't know if he really wanted me to be his student. I found him in the forest and I just started following him around. So I watched him for a long time. He did lots of different things. He helped people, he built things, he talked to people, he summoned stuff, he cast a lot of spells. And eventually I just started learning things. And then he fed me, and I never left.
Well, he seems like a very interesting person, to say the least.
He's dead. He got killed by some rocks. Tomoji just kind of sighs. Oh well.
Soma would just look at him and say, so why do you like rocks?
What do you mean? Why do you... What? Rocks are amazing! They're the best. They're shiny. They're heavy. They can do stuff. You know what? I'll show you one time. I could even take a bunch of rocks and stack them all together, and then they can become a little person and run around. It's kind of like Leo's dolls, but made of rocks. Leo doesn't know that I know he has dolls, but he does. I went through his stuff.
Those are rocks. They're just human-shaped rocks.
Oh.
They're actually little voodoo dolls of everybody, but...
Probably. But yeah, I mean, if we're just kind of, walking together, Tomoji would spout off a lot of different knowledges that he has of things that he's observed. He definitely doesn't really know how it all works together, but he observes enough that he does have some insights. Also, I would say just for humor's sake, as you're going along, he probably would start ratting out everybody on different things. Just because he sort of gives away the fact that he just goes through everybody's stuff.
Now I need to know what you know about everyone.
Right. I guess I'd leave it to everyone. What secrets do you think Tomoji has found?
Anything that he would just see in your backpack or rifle through your stuff. I mean, as a cat, he's just curious. His whole character theme is curiosity, so in being infinitely curious about all of you, he'd probably pick up funny little observations, Soma eats his boogers and stuff like that.
I think for Leo, you'd probably find a little very scrambled journal, and since you're starting to learn how to read, I think that you'd probably get maybe a quarter of it because of just how scrambled it is. But it's different dates, question marks, just random thoughts as this is almost his track of trying to figure out where he is in time sometimes. And so he's got this journal that he's trying to keep track of where he is, what he's doing, who he is, just a little bit.
Yeah,
and
I said, would completely misinterpret that. He'd be like, Leo has a girlfriend. He's trying to find her because he's looking for her everywhere. I drew a picture of them smooching once.
No, I don't, and I think that you'd see Leo blush because he's at that age where girls are not yucky, but he's starting to have crushes, and so you'll see that coloration definitely come over his cheeks, and he no, I don't. Stop it.
I'm sure they'd get into a wrestling match.
All right. For the most part, you guys have some free time before midnight. What would you like to do in general? Just hang out? Or
Tomoji needs to sleep. He's not going to make it.
Take a cat nap on Cloud?
Absolutely.
Oh, library's
also, if you saw
that.
in Discord, I drew a picture of his and Leo's battle plan.
I fucking love it. It's so cute. Yeah, I'll share it on
bad guy.
The internet.
Yeah. Show it. A lot of funny things. Battery for Hattori, no touch, important. We have Yuki and Cloud, and he wrote nice for Yuki. And then we have Soma, and he tried to write Mogura, but he just gave up halfway through. And then lots of rocks. And we have Leo with purple eyes and his new armor. And then Tomoji drew himself asleep during the battle. But he's happy.
Sleep me.
Oh, it says armor. That was the one thing I couldn't read.
So I did the M instead of the N because if you're a kid, how many little bumps, to make to the M and the N? I tried to do common misspellings for things, or the D is backward in bad guy.
I love how it goes M-O and then scribbles for Mogura.
Yeah, he starts Mo. Okay, moving on. I'll just draw rocks.
Claude.
I thought the sleep was a sheep.
Sheep. Oh yeah, sure. No, it's true. Because he tried.
The frowny face for the bad guy too. This is great.
Yeah, dead with DED, dead.
All right.
I thought
Adorable.
Hattori's cannon was really cool. I made it like a Gatling gun. It's got like 6 barrels.
Nice.
But yeah, Tomoji will sleep. So that's my contribution.
I think Hattori would at least try to use the device on something else, like not a demon, just to make sure he knows how to use it before the demon gets summoned.
Yeah, calibrate
Like
it for something else.
Yeah, he'll try it on a human, he'll try it on Cloud. Maybe
What
one
sort of
time.
reaction does Leo get when he tries it on Leo?
Well, it's
mean-
more like calibrating. So when you calibrate for human, Leo doesn't come up for that, you know. But when you calibrate it for Leo, only Leo gets pointed at. You know, there's no one else that really gets pointed at. So it doesn't necessarily tell you the race. It just, when you calibrate it to detect that. Actually, although with Leo, I feel like it kind of points to him and then sometimes kind of, and then points back to him. Like it has these moments where it just fizzles and then points back to him.
Like a compass if a magnet's nearby. It's like, oh, nope, okay, I'm back.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
what's that? Okay, wait a second.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if Hattori would have calibrated it to Leo, but if he does, Leo, what are you?
Kid?
You don't seem... You look like a human, but it doesn't seem like my device is treating you like one.
Well, I am kind of a little bit of chaos. Like maybe half chaos.
Interesting. He's just gonna write that down and save it for later.
Half chaos. You like remember the calibration for half chaos.
Yeah.
Maybe even 3/4. Like, it depends on how crazy you consider my dad.
Yeah, it changes every day.
Yeah.
As chaos would.
All right, unless there's anything else, we'll speed on up to midnight.
Yeah, I just think before leaving, Tomoji would make sure to grab any necessary tools and reagents to help with the ritual.
Of course. And with that, you guys all head down to the beach where you start meeting up with Professor Marcus. Nice little nighttime beach scene we got going on.
Oh, what? The little seagulls move. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. The animated one.
Yeah, I got this pack from James RPG Scenes,
Nice.
and I love them. Just everything falling off my table here. You guys head out there, and, you know, I guess again, I want to just ask Leo, how secretive are you being about this? And would you give me a stealth check if that's what you're doing?
I mean, I'm with my friends at this point, so I think I'm kind of taking their lead here. Like, we're already going outside of the school, so I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable in the woods, but, like, we're already going outside of the school into this... Like, we're summoning a demon. I'm going off of the vibe of the group. If they're trying to be stealthy, I'm stealthing with them. Like, I'm curious for the rest of you guys, how conspicuous are we being?
I think Soma would just kind of move around with a healthy level of caution. Like, he's not trying to necessarily be sneaky, but he might have, because it's an arranged meeting, but he might have release a little and then have Mogura go underground just to conceal Mogura and have him kind of follow along with the group.
I mean, from Hattori's perspective, I don't think there's anything wrong, right? He's treating this like a nice field trip.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much how Suki feels as well.
Yeah, so I think if anything, I'm probably letting that distract me a little bit. So I'm probably at the back, like picking up rocks with Tomoji as we're walking along.
Yeah, just another day in the woods for Tomoji.
Yeah, not necessarily super stealthy. I'm just, hanging out with my buddy and picking up rocks.
Love that. All right. So as you guys meet up with him, you see he's out in this like open part where there's a little less rocks in the way. Like he's cleared a nice spot for it and has drawn out this symbol in the sand in red, it looks like, and he's got some of those crystals placed in different areas, and he's got some candles lit up in different areas, and he seems to just kind of be going over his work as you guys approach, and he looks back at all of you and gives you a bit of a wave. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all ready for everything that's about to happen.
As ready as we can be, I suppose. It looks like you did a lot of prep work already.
Yes, well, I want to make sure that we stay safe. If you'd like, you can of course study this layout so you understand what we're doing here.
Yeah, I think Tomoji would start adding his own little rocks here and there. He clearly has seen this kind of thing before, being at least somewhat of a ritualist.
Yeah. If any of you would like to roll to recognize it, I would make insight plus insight, I think.
I don't know if I necessarily want to recognize it. I more just want to memorize it, kind of.
Yeah, sure.
12 from Tomoji also.
Soma would kind of just more want to inspect it as kind of an outside kind of set of eyeballs. So that would still be the insight.
Yeah.
I got 8 on mine.
All right, just for clarification. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Hattori has no idea what he's looking at, but he will say, Tomoji, don't ruin the professor's circle. We don't want anything to go wrong.
You just see Soma slowly back away.
No.
I'm just adding some of these rocks over here and some over here by this circle, so that way we get a nice demon. Because demons like nice circles. The nicer the circle, the nicer the demon.
If only it were so simple. Marcus chuckles. But thank you for the aid.
Struggles. Kind of shrugs.
Struggles.
Yeah, struggles.
So, for your insight, Tomoji, what were you going for? Just to memorize it or to recognize?
To recognize exactly what we're doing. This is kind of like a cousin, similar-ish kind of magic, so he'd be curious to see if he could figure out what it's doing versus what he knows.
It is definitely a little... It's not exactly like what Spiritism is usually used or known for. Obviously, Spiritism is usually used to help people, that's kind of its general vibe, but it also can be used to incite negative effects and emotions in people and what have you, and this is definitely sort of on the more negative side of Spiritism, but basically you recognize a lot of what this is as you're summoning and containing this demonic entity from hell. Like that's kind of the whole, like, you recognize a lot of the symbols of that off of more of a lore master book than a spiritism book. Well, not a book, I guess, but your lore master knowledge that you've seen before. If you've come across old runes with your master, I think you saw some old cultist like symbol, and a lot of these intricate symbols are definitely recognized from that for sure. Suki, as far as you know, you think you've got this down. You think you're remembering it.
All right.
You think you'll get this later.
When I try to summon demons on my own.
Yeah, exactly. But with that, he will ask, is everyone ready to begin?
I think so.
Yeah, this shouldn't be hard. I don't know how the big machine works, though, so you'll have to ask Soma and Hattori.
Soma will just say, ready as I'll ever be.
And then, whoever wishes to help, please line up or encircle the ring. Do not step inside it, though. And let us begin.
I think about this point is where Leo would probably want to try and fall back to the shadows, like maybe find like a big rock on the beach to hide behind.
Sure. Make me a stealth. Just dex plus dex, I believe.
That's
or insight.
11.
11. Okay.
Either way, they're both D8s.
Whoever is helping him with this, I would like you guys to roll an insight plus willpower.
Is Marcus the one that's kind of leading it?
He is. Oh, no.
I would like to...
I would like to did horribly.
Almost like put a hand on his shoulder and just kind of be like, once again, thank you. And I'm going to cast Awaken. So that means one attribute I can like increase the die size of up to a D12. Let's do Insight for him.
Not to metagame, but let's do willpower.
Got it.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would just ask him what he needs help with.
Oh, I forgot he also gets a +1. And then... So that would be a... And everybody else, please roll me that willpower. Who's helping? Please roll me that willpower plus insight.
I think Hattori is just holding on to the device, maybe with Soma. But
you can help even if you didn't want to. Like, even if you don't have the magical capability, it does say you can help. It's up to you.
Yeah,
though.
Tomoji did horribly. It's very obvious that he's observed this, but he's never done it himself.
I got 10 on my roll.
Nine. So only Suki's helping.
Yay!
I am the only other spiritist here, so it tracks.
Yeah. Alright, give me 1 second to look up something here real quick. I didn't expect him to roll so bad, so I want to make sure I do something correctly before I continue with how this goes.
Alright, last session.
I know, right?
Accidentally summon like Satan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pops out.
Okay, he can do that. Okay.
We are students, I suppose. It's forgivable if we make mistakes.
12. All right, so he starts making all of this cast, crazy magical stuff, and eventually, as it goes, the symbols start glowing, and you see this sort of almost like a tear in reality starts like opening up, and you feel this wave of heat hit you, and you hear these horrible echoing screams of agony come out of this portal as after a moment there is something, a claw mark, and then another one as this horned and red-skinned, big mouthy toothed humanoid demon starts stepping through, as you expect, with cloven hooves and like the smoke kind of coming out of his breath, and he's just, what fool dares to summon me?
I think Hattori's forgetting about his device, and he's just like watching him with his mouth open, like.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we got a big one.
You just hear Soma kind of give off a number of trying to get Mulgara to come a little closer to the circle, but not quite in yet.
He kind of looks down at this summoning circle around him, and he just gives off a eerie, big, toothy grin, and he's just, this. You dare summon me into this. And he starts stepping forward, but you see the circle flare as it seems like he's now trying to push against it.
I think as he takes a step forward, I think Cloud does that thing that dogs do when they get really scared, where their hackles kind of rise. So it's like all the fur down like her neck and back, it just starts kind of standing up straight, and she lets out like a really low growl.
I will enjoy eating your souls. As so Marcus failed by 1.
Nice.
1, and he starts ripping and breaking the force field of what this summoning circle is supposed to be, and I would like everyone to roll initiative. Please remember to pick a group leader for the initiative before you go, and
I feel like Suki might be the most central to what's going on, maybe.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
all right. I guess Marcus will also join initiative.
Got a 12.
All right. So Suki got 11. Year 12 gets it up to 12. Hattori's gets it up to 13. Marcus got it up to 14. That's enough to take initiative, so the group goes first.
Nice. That kind of makes sense because he's got to push through the thing and we see him coming.
Who would like to go first, though?
So let's describe the scene a little bit. So we have the circle And then around the circle, we have everyone except
Leo is
Soma
hiding.
and Hattori. So Leo's hiding, and then Hattori has the device.
Yeah, and he's been shocked and not used it yet.
Right. So we have Suki, Tomoji, Soma, and the professor around the circle.
And Hattori would be there too. I mean, he did help with the ritual. It's just, he's there.
So I can only pick 3 targets. So I think what I'm going to do is Tomoji, having a little bit of experience with summoning things, definitely recognized that this one is way bigger than is expected. I'm going to start, and I'm going to cast Elemental Shroud on the 3 closest people in the circle with him. It does not include himself, so this would be Suki, the professor, and Soma.
Okay.
That's an 11 on the magic check, which is, 3 targets, so 15 mana. So it will give them all resistance to fire damage until the end of the fight.
Yay!
Yeah, good call.
So he goes like, uh-oh, and then like you just see like little fire wards suddenly spread out all over the place, because he kind of knew what was going on, and he realizes that this is not good. So that is fire resistance for those 3, and I lose 15 mana.
It's a good thing you did that, because his next attack is going to be fire as he leashes out this ember breath on the professor, since he's the one that's sort of led trying to block everything. So
makes sense.
I need plus willpower. 15. I don't actually think that hits. Oh, it does. So math. 22 fire damage, but that's halved due to the fire resistance that you gave him. So he takes 11 fire damage as he takes in a breath, and literally like this, there's this black flame that comes out of him, and even though it's fire damage, one thing you note from it is it actually feels like a wave of cold, and just like a cold death.
Wow.
Is how it feels as it's hellfire that spits out towards Marcus and only does 11 damage to him. Oops. Math. Alright. So that is the demon's turn. Group is next. Oh, and Marcus is weak.
If you'll give me this as just like a little free action, can I just look to Marcus after he takes that fire damage and say, should we run?
Yeah, I'll give you that as a free action. He's like,
thank you.
I cannot let this roam free, so run if you must. And he looks pretty upset that he unleashed the demon and failed this fucking check.
Yeah, I think Tomoji would just kind of back that up and be like, this is a big one, and it's not a nice one.
Also, Chimerists, I don't think any of you can learn a spell from a demon, right? It's got to be only a...
Yeah, I think it's like...
Alright, that was a spell, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Depends on how you want to classify it, right?
I
wouldn't mind learning a spell from a demon, but it's up to you.
As the class rules go, no. But, yeah. Who would like to go?
Soma would just say, If we run and the professor dies, this thing's gonna get out anyway, won't it?
Well, we could always go back to the school and recruit some of the other professors. I don't know how far the school is.
It'd be a run.
Yeah.
You'd be worried about his safety if you did that. Up to you, though.
We can't run away now. Not after we got Marcus to help us. We can't leave him like this.
Since all of you are taking so long, Marcus will go.
Nice.
So he seems to focus and do something. You see, like, the demon kind of gets a little fucking shaken as he is going to... Oh shit, does he not have to roll for that? That doesn't make sense. Let me double check this ability. Sorry. I made his character sheet, but it doesn't have a roll for this. That'd be crazy if he could just do it. He can. Okay. So the demon kind of starts shaking its head a little confused as it gets dazed. As Marcus seems to do some sort of magic to it. And that'll bring us back to the demon's turn after that. But I have to subtract the MP here. And with that, the demon is going to... Since you guys are all talking about running, I think he's gonna take this big, like, sudden lunge towards, Suki. And, he's going to try to bite her. Dex plus might is a d8 plus d10. He didn't roll that high.
My defense is 9.
Oh, he hit you then. He got a 10. Sorry. Oh wait, it targets your magic defense even though it's a physical. So what's your magic defense?
That's 10.
Okay, so meets it, beats it. As far as I recall, that still hits you. You take 14 physical damage.
Emoji yells, "Bad demon, no biting!"
Party's turn. What would you like to do?
Not necessarily knowing if the best idea is to run. Soma's gonna go for his pistol.
Yeah. Roll me that attack.
Ooh,
Apparently you got a critical success, so yeah, you hit. And you get to take an opportunity.
Let me see, and I know I asked this last time, so there's 2 roll buttons on the weapons. There's the actual die next to the name pistol, and then there's the one on the same line as the Dex Insight +0, and that says accuracy, and that's the one I pressed. That's the correct one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you rolled
the
the
accuracy.
2d8.
Okay.
I think the other one, I'll do it real quick. I'm pretty sure it just gives like the description.
Yeah, like a summary of everything.
Gotcha. Cool beans. All right.
Oh, it's high roll +8, so you rolled 8 +8, so he took 16 damage.
And then the opportunity list you can find on Discord if you open it.
Yep. It is pinned.
Wow, that's a lot of channels. So go to the top right by the pen. Yep, and click on that. And then the opportunities are in the top left.
I think there's a few good ones, but I feel like you could do something interesting with plot twist that could be helpful.
Yeah, another demon shows up.
A rival demon comes out of the portal.
Yes.
All right. I think I have an idea, and hopefully it's a good one.
It's a good plot twist.
So,
I could
flurry of frustration,
a little bit.
Oh, echoey.
So in a flurry of frustration, you're gonna see Soma just kind of whip back the pistol, fire it off at the demon, and he's gonna go, my mind is not meant for this type of things. Where's some real help when you need it? And then you start to see, I'm gonna let the boy try to help with this one. But basically, I want to see kind of like murky portal kind of open up as you start to see Corin come out.
So I'm going to say that when Timoji was looking for Corin the other night and couldn't find him, he told the librarian, like the office lady, that he was looking for Corin because they were going to go off and summon a demon and he wanted his help. So yeah. I would assume that got back to Corin somehow and he's realized that he should come help. But yeah, her plot twist is Corin shows up.
I like it.
Yeah, you just see the elf kind of rise out of the portal, just slowly walking over to the situation.
For the sake of it, I don't think he comes out of the portal because he can't summon portals, but
yes.
He probably
a weird structure.
Yeah. Well, he eventually started looking for Timoji, asked around. It's not hard to have people spot a Fellis, so they pointed him down towards the beach, and you see him come huffing and running to join you guys into initiative, and he's just, I thought we were going to do this together. Hello, Professor. And he will enter into combat. I love that.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity right there.
With that, if you guys don't mind, he will take the next turn to cast War Cry, which up to 3 people, so he will do Suki, Timoji, and I'm gonna roll between Hattori and Soma. Hattori. So Suki, Timoji, and Hattori have a +1 to their accuracy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it really fits the school theme that, when the younger students get in over their head, like a senior student comes in to help and helps the professor.
I'm so glad yesterday I made a character sheet for him.
Nice.
Okay.
It reminds me of Harry Potter with, like, the house prefects, Like, there's just, like, the kind of senior students who are keeping up on things.
Yeah, definitely.
It depends on the prefect. I feel like some of them would just go tattle.
Only from your house in Ugao.
Alright, so we have Suki, Leo, and Hattori left to go.
Well, I guess if I just got a war cry, that would probably wake him up and he would remember to use his device on the demon. Let's not kill him before he does anything.
Because that would be fantastic if you did all of this and didn't calibrate the device.
Just missed it.
Sorry, Professor, again, please.
Again, please.
I don't know if there's a check for that, but I assume that would take my action.
Yeah, no, there's no check for it, but it will take your action. So you do calibrate your device. Leo and Suki.
Suki can go. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cast Spore Belch on him, so just instantly like this cloud of kind of like purpley and like green like smoke kind of like hits him in the face. Let me see if I hit. 15.
15 hits.
Alright. And that does... What's 8 plus 15?
Math.
23 poison damage.
It's your high roll, isn't it? Not 15? Or is it
No,
15?
it's high roll plus 15.
Oh,
but
okay.
It takes
Wow,
a lot
yeah.
of... It,
MP,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 23 damage. Poison damage.
And he suffers dazed, but was he already suffering that?
He was.
Okay.
So he's extra dazed. Not that it really does that. Alright, Leo. You're the only one left.
Oh, I think from behind his rock that he's hiding over here, and he's just gonna like reach out, and you just see him just cast out this lightning bolt that you've seen him throw a few times before. That is also a 15.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So that one's gonna do 33 damage. And I don't know if it matters. I don't know if he's got resistance to lightning or not, but it does ignore resistances.
I didn't choose this on purpose, but he's actually vulnerable to lightning.
Oh, wow.
So you see him take a fuckload more than he should, as it seems like... You know, it's the horns. The horns, like, seem to attract it on him more, and
lightning rod
just shoots down his body as he screams out in, well, he wouldn't scream too much. He is a demon, but he does roar out unhappy. And, now looks over towards Leo's direction, so...
Could I have taken movement in this and, like, run over to a different rock and tried to hide again?
That would take another action to hide, so you cannot. You can pretend to take cover.
Yeah, could I try and take cover then and like drop down behind the rock I'm behind?
Yeah. Just so you know, it doesn't actually give you any mechanical benefits, but yeah, for flavor, that is what you do, and that'll bring us to the top of the round. Who would like to go first?
I think since Tomoji was casting the protection spell, like he's just kind of like still in the middle of it, and he'll just keep flipping his little magic wand around, and I'm just going to do it on myself, Korin, and Hattori. So other than Leo, since he doesn't see Leo, the whole party will be resistant to fire. And I will deduct my magic down another 15.
Awesome. The demon goes next. Unfortunately for Leo, he did not like getting hit by his vulnerability, so he is going to leap away from all of you towards that rock. And I think, Leo, as you're hiding down, you hear the crumbles as he looks and says, "Hello," and blasts you with hellfire. Or tries to. Sake, you're not helping me kill my friends. Does an 8 hit you? magic defense? No? Alright, but you manage to roll out of the way as this blast hits against the rock and scorches it. Even though it's this cold fire, it still burns. It has that burn effect, but it's supernatural and feels wrong.
Yeah, I think if anything, like, he's going to take this opportunity. Instead of rolling away from it, he rolls towards this guy and just, like, looks up at him. And I kind of picture him laying on the ground and, like, this guy's kind of standing on top of this rock, and he just throws another lightning bolt at him. And just like, oh, you didn't like that first one, did you? And that is a 15 again to hit.
That hits, yeah.
So another 33 lightning for bolt damage.
He is well past the crisis and pretty badly hurt from that lightning. Alright. That brings us back to the demon, as he's got 2 turns. Yeah, he's just gonna try to fire you again, because I'm pretty sure 19 will hit you.
Yeah, my magic defense is 9.
So you take...
Does that count as a ranged attack?
For the bite?
It doesn't
He's shooting fire.
specify.
Okay.
Called Ember Breath, so and it is magic, so I assume it has ranged. Yeah.
Because I did get like a... Where is it? I have like this feature called Crossfire that I can shoot, or I can use basically a reaction to have the attack miss. But if it's a breath, that's kind of weird because I can't really interrupt that.
Well, we could just flavor like you shoot him in the horn and it knocks his head to the side or something. Do you have to make a roll for this, or...?
No, but I have to spend mind point equal to 5 plus their check, so that would be... I think you rolled 19, so that's 24.
Yeah. So 24, and then it causes this ranged attack to miss. That's...
Interesting.
Crazy. As you would have taken 25 fire damage instead. I think it kind of just, as he's breathing, it barely like comes across your head and just blasts off to the side as this shot from Hitori managed to sort of knock his face to the side. He doesn't take damage from it, obviously, but...
Yeah, I'll just say, Leo, watch out, and then hit him with the rock.
I love that.
Party special.
Love that.
Thanks! As he's dodging out of the way.
So, with that, who would like to go next? Does that take your action to do it for the turn, Hitori, or is that just a free action?
It doesn't say it uses an action, so I think it's a free action.
Okay. So you
It's
could still
limited by how
go.
much HP I have.
You could still go. Or, unless you guys argue against it, I think Corin will go. He holds his hand up, and one of the large rocks on the beach lifts up and starts shooting out towards the demon. Which... I didn't write down the accuracy, but I'm going to assume it is insight plus willpower, because that is usually what it always is.
Yeah, makes sense.
9... Plus, he gets 1 more, I believe, for being 10. Which is enough to hit him. And ironically kill him.
Wow.
All right. Well, I didn't mean an NPC to take over the end of the fight, but yeah, sorry guys.
Hey, we called him in.
Yeah.
Total kill steal, though.
Yeah, right. So this giant boulder comes and just splats the demon's like head and crushes it down to the ground as he suddenly collapses, no longer moving, and we fall out of combat with that.
Whew. That was a close one. I don't think that demon was going to help us.
Did Hattori, did you get it? Did you get your calibration?
What? Oh, yes, I did, yes.
That's all we needed then, right? You did good. Great job, guys. I come over and like high five.
I am so terribly sorry. The magic just slipped away. Marcus just looks fucking guilty as fuck. You know, he's just like, is everyone all right? Did anyone get hurt?
No, not really.
The demon died.
Which is a good thing. All right. He just breathes a sigh of relief, and you know, he's just shaking his head at what he did. Corin, on the other hand, is just, well, I thought we had discussed that we would be doing this together, and then I overhear that you already left for the ritual without me to Moji.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm glad you're safe, though. Professor,
Yeah,
I'm surprised to see you here, though. Well, I thought it would be best to try to supervise instead of allow them to do this on their own.
Yes, he was a big help. We never would have gotten the demon without him.
A shame it slipped away from me. As you start seeing the corpses smoldering and sort of melting away, Marcus quickly heads over to it like, and he seems to kneel down by it as it's smoldering away.
I have tried to pull off one of his horns.
Yeah, make me a might plus dex, I think.
8?
Yeah, that's enough.
Double fours.
Snap off a piece.
You didn't get a full horn, unfortunately. You know, part of the reason you got some of it was because it was melting, but you managed to get a little bit of a horn.
Put it in my pocket for later.
And Marcus seems to be trying to examine the body before it disintegrates, but other than that...
I guess Hattori would ask him, like, is there anything wrong? You seem to be looking at the demon.
Oh, I didn't expect it to be disintegrating. It was just an opportunity to study. So I'm trying to get what I can beforehand. And you see he's trying to get, like, some, you know, samples of its, like, its skin and maybe, like, a bone as the ribs are being displayed as it's dissolving, and, like, a vial of blood and, you know, things like that. He's just trying to get what he can from this body before it disintegrates.
I think Tomoji just crawls on the back of Cloud and starts yawning. It is past his bedtime.
I think Suki will just look to Corin and say, yeah, we were really lucky that you showed up. You definitely proved to be very useful.
Well, I am glad I was able to find all of you. It was really a spur of the moment luck. I couldn't see where you were down this dark and honestly a little disturbing bit of beach, but then I heard its cry, its shout of anger, and I managed to find you. Really, it was like a very rare opportunity.
As Tomoji is kind of like curling up, getting ready for sleep, doing the little like making biscuits on Cloud's back. He's like, next time you need my help with anything, Corin, I'll be there to help you too. And then he just kind of like stretches and gets ready to go to sleep.
Corin just smiles. He's just, thank you, Tomoji. I appreciate that. Well, I hope you all received what you were looking for with this. You made that device you were speaking of.
Yes, I got everything saved right here. Thanks, Professor.
And as the professor just seems to be a little bit busy still with the body before it goes away, he's just, yes, of course.
I think Suki will just kind of stifle a yawn and say, well, it is rather late. Do we just want to head back?
I think going to bed at this point is a good idea.
You might as well.
And you all start heading back. Corin will walk with you, but it seems like Marcus stays back to get what's left that he can and otherwise clean up the ritual. So he doesn't leave a demon summoning ritual in the middle of the beach,
Yeah.
The next morning, people will be like, wow, they had a party.
Did Tomoji go back and get his fancy rocks, or did he leave his rocks there?
He probably would have picked him up and tossed them in the pouch before he went to bed. Rocks are very important to him. And they were just kind of like assisting rocks. They weren't anything super important.
All right. So you guys all head back to your various places to sleep. And that's what you do.
Could we use this as a quick bathroom stopping point?
Yeah, definitely. So, as you guys all head back to your various dorms and places that you sleep and hunker down and get all your HP and MP back for a nice long rest, we will cut away, and basically it seems like other students are out and about pretty late tonight. It is college. You hang out with friends and party until past midnight. That's kind of the thing to do. And you do see, I totally forgot her name. I think it was Aya, was the girl in Leo's class that was a little put off by the teacher beating him to half health. And you see her walking down, some open area of the school, trying to head towards, you assume, her dorms. None of you are actually physically there, obviously, but as she's there alone at night in the dark, this cloaked figure shows up again, and it seems like, unlike with Maya's body, this time he attacks she attacks a living person, and suddenly blood sprays out from the cloaked figure and wraps around the girl, snuffing her voice first as she tries to let out muffled screams and fight against it. Slowly the blood starts to contort and crush her until she breaks and collapses, dead. The blood then lifts her body up as the figure quickly moves into the shadows and out of the public areas. With that, seeing the villain, you guys all get another Fabula point. The villain also used an Ultima point, so you get another Fabula point for that as well. And you all wake up the next day. First thing to note, Leo, when you show up for your Darkblade class, Aya's not there. But you kind of had a thought she'd drop out anyway. She didn't seem to have the stomach for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, some people just can't hack it.
Exactly. Seems like your teacher, Rexana, has the same sort of thought, but the other girl showed up, and, you know, she's just... Class of 2. That's fine then. Let's get to it. Seems though I was reported for abusing my students, and I will have to take this a little easier on you.
Leo's just like sighing and shaking his head. Losers.
Yeah, visible disdain as she says the word easier.
And she's just... This entire class is about learning through pain and changing your pain into something useful. But apparently the school is a little too soft for that. So, we will have to do this the harder way. And she will proceed to start teaching you more about swordsmanship today, and just sort of focusing on that. The rest of you go through your various classes too. Mainly just wanted to point out the missing girl. And I think all of you gather up, probably excited about possibly using your demon dowsing machine today.
Yeah, as soon as the gang is all together, I think he's gonna take out the compass or the machine and say, "Are we ready to turn it on?"
Yeah, let's do it. It's gonna be fun, guys.
Do we have to use the backpack?
No, don't touch it. I already charged it this morning.
Oh, did Corin want us to tell him about this again?
I would say that there wouldn't be any reason that Tomoji wouldn't loop Corin in what's going on. He's not particularly one for subterfuge, so if Corin was moderately interested or Tomoji was just chatting about it, he wouldn't particularly keep anything hidden unless he's specifically asked to.
He also knows that we have the device because...
Yeah, he was there.
Last night.
Yeah, I think... Especially, like, at first, when you guys were walking back, he didn't even think about the fact, like, hey, you made this device to use, you know? And then afterwards, he's just like, oh, yes, I would be very curious to know if we have a demon in our midst. So I think as you guys gather, you also gather with him, and he just seems to be kind of eyeing the device in your hand, like, what a... peculiar design.
Isn't it amazing? I think it looks fantastic.
Well, considering what it does, yes, it is quite amazing, but even more so with how abstract it looks. And as you turn it on, the compass needle whirs and then points in a direction. I think there's a moment
Corin.
like... Yeah, right?
Yeah, I know, right? About to say, he's the bad guy, surprise.
I think it would point at him, and he's just, oh, and steps aside, and it doesn't move to follow him. Like, he's just, it isn't me.
Yay, it's pointing! We win! Woo!
It works! And then he's gonna walk in that direction and then finds a wall. It's like, now what?
Might be more difficult than I thought.
Leo just like shakes his head and like drags him up around the wall to see if it like changes the direction as we kind of move.
It does a little, but mostly just like, you know, just vaguely. Like, it's not in the room that the wall was walling off. It's clearly still in that direction, but then as you guys are starting to weave your way through the school to try to find this needle.
I think as long as no one else is like doing anything else, Hattori is kind of like that person who's just watching his phone while they're walking, and then people have to avoid him, right?
Yeah, I love that.
If he's gonna run into a pillar or a wall, Leo is like nudging him gently one way or another,
guiding him along. Some random student, watch it, jeez.
Hey, Corin, if we find another demon, can you crush it with another rock? That was a really cool rock.
I hope so. It did work out well in that case, but hopefully the demon that we run into is a little less on the hellish side and more on the regular demon side. Although both can be quite dangerous. And as you guys begin to follow, you notice that the needle does start moving a little bit too, as it seems like this demon isn't just standing still waiting for you to discover them, and is going about whatever day this demon has, and eventually you are led out of the school and out towards the town a bit, and into it, where I think a lot more guiding Hattori, because the crowd moving through the city is definitely not going to be as aware either, as they've got their own shit they're doing. And eventually, though, you come across this cafe as you notice the needle is sort of like pointing into this cafe.
I think Tomoji would probably kind of like whisper to Yuki and be like, if it is a demon, he could hurt a lot of people here.
A demon in a cafe seems rather odd.
Tomoji says, I never liked coffee either.
Maybe they're disguised as one of us, and that's why no one else sees them.
Well, Corin, have you ever been to this cafe before? Is it a popular spot for students?
It is quite popular for students. I have enjoyed the coffee made here, but I do find the crowd a little bit annoying, so I don't come very often, but they are well known for their sweets and their coffee.
So it wouldn't appear odd if we went in together and just...
No, not at all. It is a public cafe. I think even if it wasn't popular with students, it'd be fine to walk into. And as you step inside, which I assume you all do, you do see a crowd, as you expect, so it's a little bit of trying to point things out with the compass, but it does surprise Leo to find Rexana here, in her armor, sitting in a corner a little off to the side with a cup of coffee and a little pastry cake that she seems to be biting and just loving the taste of, as the compass needle is pointing right at her.
I think if anything, as we're kind of coming in here, Leo wants to try and just blend into the crowd a little bit more and like try and hide here.
Make me a Dex and Insight.
So that's a 5 and a 2.
So.
Could I spend a Fabula point?
Yes, you may.
By invoking a bond with Suki here and just being like, hey, can you give me a little cover and add a distraction?
Yeah, of course.
That won't let you reroll. Bonds let you add towards your totem, just so you know. If you wanted to reroll, it has to be your theme, identity, or origin.
Well, our bond is at a 2 now.
So you could do that, and it would bring it up to a 9.
A 9, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'll do that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then I think the distraction is just that Cloud comes in after us, because I think originally I probably would have left her outside. But instead she'll walk into the cafe as well and just kind of start maybe even getting a little too close to some of the tables for like the guests to feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think that does kind of cause a bit of a stir, and some people are like, careful, is this safe? So they're worried about a big, even bigger than normal wolf walking into the cafe.
Yeah.
I think Hattori would see that the needle is pointing towards Rexana. He doesn't know who she is.
No, but she is wearing an awful lot of armor, and she has a giant sword leaning against the wall next to her.
He's going to like whisper towards the other. It's like, it's her. It's definitely that one.
Would Soma be able to kind of look at her equipment from afar and have an idea of like maybe any of it's like imbued in a way? Like, is the sword like one of those crazy has like metal demon winged scabbard or something like that?
Sure. Make me insight, and I think because you're trying to discern like parts of it. No, wait, insight's intelligence too. So yeah, make me 2 insights. So mainly it just looks big and imposing. Like her equipment looks, I think the biggest thing you take away is she doesn't look muscularly normal to be able to carry this stuff.
Soma would just lean back and whisper in Hattori's ear, do you think it could be her equipment instead? I mean, look at the size of her. That sword is huge.
Did you just ask me if the armor is a demon? What?
There's nothing saying that the dowsing machine wouldn't pick up on demonic. Is it just to pick up a demon, or would it pick up demonic energy?
Well, Corin will mention demons are known to be quite strong, so it isn't necessarily abnormal if she is the demon. I think I've seen her around the school before.
We could always grab a table and follow her out when she leaves.
I think that's a good idea. And then he'll order something and sit on the table right next to her. Completely inconspicuous.
Yes, of course. So I think as she just seems to be finishing up this pastry, she just looks over as you sit at the table nearby especially with the commotion that Cloud's been making and what have you, and she just grabs her coffee, grabs her sword, and leaves.
I assume the needle continues to track her?
Yeah.
Alright.
Well,
I think we maybe just wait a couple seconds and then follow her out. If that's what everyone else wants to do.
yeah, Hattori just has to drink his coffee really fast. Throw it back.
Yeah.
I think Leo has tried to make himself look like that. Our rival, I can't remember his name, but the guy who's like room I keep fucking with, and I think
Victor.
I want to bump into Rexana as she's like walking out and like make her spill her coffee just a little bit, and then try
Aw.
and just disappear into the crowd again.
How to ruin a white girl's day.
Right?
Spill her Starbucks.
All she wanted was coffee after teaching. Yeah, I mean, easy enough. You bump into her. Actually, make me, I think, a Dex plus Might to resist her strength in spilling this coffee.
10.
I guess I should actually roll against her with her. We'll make it a versus roll here. Oh yeah, no. So you do, but she is ironclad. This coffee does not spill, and it's almost like you just fucking bumped into a brick wall as she glares at Victor. And he disappears into the crowd and just... but continues. There's this moment where it almost looks like she's about to go after and like punch him, but takes another breath and steps outside.
Don't worry, she'll get him back later at school.
Yeah. And I assume you guys all quickly finish your coffees or whatever you got and follow her. Are you trying to be stealthy at all, or are you just openly following as a group?
Oh no, Leo's for sure trying to be stealthy.
Yeah.
Whether the group is or not, he's probably separated just a little bit away and like kind of hiding behind different like boxes and barrels and stuff like that as he's making his way through the various alleys. And
it's just whether or not this is going to be a group check or just a Leo check.
I imagine if someone told him to be stealthy, Tomoji would probably pay attention to it for a little while, but in general, he's just mostly walking around, enjoying the sights and sounds, and trying to make sure no one steps on his tail.
Soma will try to be more discreet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright then, we'll make it a group check. Who would like to be the group leader?
Leo's probably the sneakiest, but it's mostly Yuki leading the... or Suki leading the...
I was imagining Hattori leading it, actually, since he's got the device to actually...
Oh, yeah, true. So I guess it depends. Are we letting her out of our sight so that we're just following with the needle, or are we, like, keeping an eye on her physically? Because I'd say that might be the only difference.
I think Hattori's never followed someone before, so he would have to do it in visual range.
Gotcha.
So, not sure how stealthy that would be.
Alright, then I guess Hattori is taking the lead on this. If everyone can make me a Dex plus Insight. 14. Man, Corn's Insight is huge. But he didn't roll that good.
Well, Tomoji accidentally stealthed.
Wow.
Just completely oblivious. I guess if like you didn't want to know you're being followed, the guy who's not paying any attention to you at all probably blends in pretty well.
And Hattori?
I got a 7, but I'm just I'm reading the rules for re-rolling with Fabula points again.
Yeah.
So the rerolls are the top 3 traits.
Yeah,
the first things on your sheet.
Identity, theme, or origin, which you're from Mind's Refuge, so you could invoke your origin.
Oh yeah, origin.
And you can choose one or both of your dice to reroll. Also, does anyone have a bond towards Hattori as well?
I have one with Tamoji and Soma.
Yeah, it's got to be towards you.
I don't have one back the other way.
Oh.
I think Soma has one towards Hattori, though. Does he? 2? All right, so you'll add a +2 on top of that.
Nice.
Okay. I think as she's walking, because I've grown up here, I might recognize her destination before, like, she makes it there, so I'll be able to follow at a farther distance, maybe?
Yeah, I like that.
And I think he'll just re-roll both of them, because I don't know how to re-roll individual ones.
You could just roll a single die, but yeah, that works.
Okay.
Wow.
Not today.
Fate has spoken.
All right, so with a 5, you get the +2 for the bond, so that's a 7. Leo and Tamoji both give you another +2, so that is a 9. It's not too terrible because of all the pluses, but not the best. I think as you guys are walking along, there is a point where you think you kind of get the direction and idea of where she's going. Well, I mean, obviously you can do the dowsing thing, but still you try to back off, and I think in the process of doing that, because you're just so focused on like your device and everything, there's a point where you trip on like a barrel that was left off to the side there, and kind of just
steps
collapse
on Tamoji's tail.
Yeah, and then like steps on Tamoji's tail, and he screeches. And you guys sort of, and then with that, like Tamoji probably backs into Cloud, which yelps, and it's just this whole like downward.
Tamoji steps on Cloud's tail.
And with that, it makes her sort of whirl around with her hand on her hilt. But let's go when she sees it's all of you, and sips her coffee, just eyeing you all. Why are you following me?
You're a demon.
With that, she comes over and grabs you. Be quiet.
He yells. I'm sure she could like lift him off the ground. He's only like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, easily enough. She grabs you with this iron grip that you like do not, well, I guess by now you expect, and
I think Hattori is also like panicked. He's like, staring at her with wide eyes and saying like, "Do you know blood magic?"
She just looks up at you like, let's talk elsewhere, and let's go of Tamoji.
He like runs and hides behind Cloud.
And she starts heading away. She takes you all sort of into this back alleyway, away from the crowd and from all the people. And
sounds like a good place to die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This seems safe with let's go into a back alley with a demon. I think there is a moment where Corin's like, You know, they warn us about things like this when we're children. As he's heading
I feel like
into
I
the
read about this in a book once. It's a horror story.
And but you all head into this back alleyway a little bit farther from the people, and she just looks around, like making sure no one else is there. She turns back to all of you, folds her arms. How did you know?
He's just gonna hold up a compass and says, "This pointed us to you."
She just
Are you a
blinks at
nice demon or a mean one?
I can be either, depending on how this goes.
I pick nice one.
Someone will just point his finger up and go, I second that.
I mean, I kind of thought you were pretty nice. You are one of my favorite teachers.
Classic.
Well, from what I heard,
He's
you
your
tell that
teacher?
to all your teachers.
Oh!
Not all of them. I didn't tell that to Marquez.
She raises a brow. Like,
That's legit.
Yeah. What do you
She's
want
your
from me
teacher,
then?
Leo? Oh,
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
okay, he's not
We-
responding.
We want to find the demon that killed our friend.
Who? What? She just looks confused.
I think Tomoji would probably look at like Suki, like, I'm in over my head here. Help! Like, but just big eyes, like,
First, I think we would all be curious to know how a demon becomes a teacher at Mind's Refuge.
The school's open-minded. They decided to give me a chance. And I'm the only one that can teach the Dark Blade class anyway.
Is that your only specialty? Is kind of, the stuff similar to... I look over. Leo, you're not disguised anymore, right?
No, I'm definitely not Victor anymore.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, that was only for the brief moment so I could fuck with her just a little bit.
That's your only specialty? Doing stuff like Leo does? Or are you magically inclined as well?
like blood magic?
Just blinks at you, just... I might know a few spells. Why?
Well,
I'm not
We're
going to curse
investigating-
someone for you, if that's what this is about.
Yeah, because she's a nice demon.
we're investigating Maya's murder.
Students never cease to amaze me at how much they think they are capable of. You are investigating rather than leaving it to the actual investigators.
Yeah, she was our friend. I mean, I never met her, but
Not much of a friend then, is she?
well, she was nice. I'm
She was
sure we
my
would have been
roommate.
great friends.
Just eyes Suki and... Well, I don't know anything about her murder. Don't really have much of an interest in it. Why would I? It was just a girl, and not even one that I knew at all. As far as I know, it happened because their stupid wards failed.
Well, after she died in the arena event, we noticed that someone used blood magic to remove or to let out all the blood in her body.
That makes her tilt her head a bit, and she's just... Interesting. There is plenty of rituals that could use an amount of blood that's equal to a human. None are good, of course.
So if there's a bad demon here and you're a good demon, you should help us find him.
Well, does your little device point to anybody else, or just me?
I'm guessing it only points to the closest one.
Yeah, it's only pointing to her at the moment.
He's gonna tap it for a few times. I'm like, I think you're the closest one so far.
So let her hold it.
That would just make me closer to it.
Maybe. I don't know how it works.
Corin will chime in. Perhaps you could calibrate it to ignore her specifically somehow. Unless, of course, she's lying to us. He eyes her, eyes narrowed. She just looks at him incredulously.
No, she's a nice demon. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll have to do some modifications to see how I can ignore specific people.
Soma will kind of hover over Hattori's shoulder. He'll go, maybe it's not, we don't necessarily need to avoid it picking up on certain people, but maybe we could try within a certain radius.
You're saying ignore in a certain radius?
Yeah, so like, you know, for example, we could tell it to ignore anything within 10 feet of us, perhaps. That might be easier than trying to ignore specifics.
But then once we move towards it, it's going to point back once we get 10 feet away from Roxana. Wait, I don't know.
So we just keep Roxana 10 feet away at all times, minimum. We could have her wait somewhere else, at least for a time, maybe for an hour or so. Or if we have her, Soma will go, I have an idea. And he would just pull like a screwdriver out of his tool bag and he'd give it to Roxana. And then he'd say, I have a symbol on all of my tools so that way they never get lost. So as long as we know where that screwdriver is, we'll know where Roxana is, which means we know where to not look for if we can calibrate the machine around that. And then we're never getting closer than however many square feet to the screwdriver, or in this case, Roxana. It's just a thought, but it could work.
Well, I'm no tinkerer, so you guys would know best, but what makes the most sense to me was Corin's suggestion, ignoring a specific person, or I kind of like maybe the inverse of your radius idea. If it ignores all signatures within 5 feet of us and she's with us when we're using it, that could work.
And she can come with us.
Fantastic. Well, if there is another demon causing trouble, then I suppose I should try to help and figure out what to do with it. You need me to stand closer. Kind of frowns, but then walks closer to all of you. And hands back the screwdriver, though.
I guess Hattori will have to fix up his device or something.
Yeah, I don't think it would be too difficult to do that. I mean, you'd probably just have to open it up and do whatever calibrations with some of it, you know, to sort of try to ignore a certain radius around you. And put it all back together and smack it a couple of times to get it to work again. But it seems like as you do, the needle just spins unable to locate anything in particular after it is calibrated away from Rexana.
I guess she was the only one in Mind's Refuge.
Well, that does not bode well, Corin will say. Then I wonder what happened with the blood.
It just means that it's not a demon that's doing this blood magic, then it just means it's something else. Maybe a bad wizard or something. I don't know.
Rexana will chime in. It's always interesting how much we get a bad reputation when humans can be just as scummy.
Well, we originally looked for demons because we know they could do blood magic.
Sure.
I'm not sure what else can do blood magic.
Well, I mean, I'm not a demon and I can do some blood magic.
What if it is a demon and he's just hiding somewhere, not here, and moves around with portals, like the other portal we use for a demon?
Corin will also point out, because I believe he was there for this research, there is that sanguine magic that we were discussing before. Perhaps it is that instead. I don't believe you have to be a demon to control one's blood.
Do you know anything about that? I look over at Rexana.
Well, a little bit. Our magic has a little sharing of properties with sanguine magic, since we do use blood for rituals. But I am not a sanguine. I only know that they can control blood. I know very little otherwise.
Do you think that you could also...
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you think that you could also modify the demon dowsing machine to maybe, I don't know, like set off an alarm if it starts to sense one? Maybe if whoever's doing this is summoning one and then sending it back in the middle of the night, you know, this could wake us up.
I guess I could try, but then it would be... We would have to keep it near Rexana, and it would wake her up in the middle of the night.
I am not sleeping in your room. If anything is going to make me get fired, it'll be that.
Oh, wait, I thought about something. I forgot I had this, and he, like, ruffles around in his probably book bag for a minute or two, and he pulls out this book that he got. Not necessarily going to tell you where, but he's like, I did find this. And it's a book on sanguine magic.
Mm-hmm. Rexana would be like, where the hell did you get that?
Not from the library.
Yeah, because we're banned.
Are you? Corin asked.
Tomoji just kind of shrugs. Probably.
Ah. May I see that book?
Yeah, but be careful with it.
Of course. Corin takes it and starts opening it and sort of like flipping through some of it, reading a little bit, and you see, as he is a very studious and curious type in that way, he just it's like he just loses track of everything else and just gets enthralled with reading this book.
I think I'm probably not far over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. So he has one of us on either side.
Just and basically a little bit about it goes over some like ideas and spells about how, but it seems like mostly sanguine magic is you have to have an inherent ability for it before you are able to utilize and cast it, but it talks about all kinds of things it can do. It can force blood to clot, it can force it never to clot, it can be used to lower blood pressure, raise blood pressure, which can screw with your senses and your mind. You can, later in the book it starts describing how some of the masters of it can even just make people fall unconscious by lowering their blood pressure suddenly, or they can utilize blood to become hard and become blades, or use it as you guys didn't as a group see, but as players, like how he wrapped it around the person that the big bad was trying to kill, things like that. And it's just like it is full manipulation of blood, basically. It also can be used, obviously, for good things. Like if you have some sort of blood disease, you could use it to cure that by like sifting and changing the blood out or purifying it. And any combat magic can be used for good or evil. It all just depends on how you utilize it. But you're just kind of going through all of this, and I think there's a moment where like Corn flips back to the beginning of the book and like reads the first little like see if you're a sanguine spell and tries it out. Which he does the casting and then nothing happens and he's just disappointed.
Just take this one weird quiz.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Suki was definitely interested in like a medicine perspective, like how this could be used. So seeing Corin try and failing, I would like to try as well.
Okay. Roll me a d10. 1d10.
6.
No, unfortunately, you cannot.
Darn.
I'd say since Tomoji isn't particularly interested in reading anything, he'd probably just ask Rexana and just say, if you had to find a blood magic person who was killing people, how would you do it?
Look for a large amount of blood.
Well, maybe we can, he'd probably tell Hattori, he'd say, hey, can we have it track large quantities of blood? So basically just calibrate it to blood and then find the strongest signal?
I don't think it'll work that way.
Yeah.
I mean, Tomoji
have to be like a new project.
He doesn't know how machines work. He's just throwing out ideas.
Based on how Hattori and Soma have built it, do they suspect, how much work do they suspect this would take to modify it, or would they have to start over?
To modify it to track large amounts of blood?
I guess.
I think it would be more or less like a start over thing, but I would say like your material costs are covered because you could take this one apart and sort of put it back together as a different type of machine.
So Tomoji would just turn back and say, our machine can't do that. What else would you do?
She's just... I suppose that's the best investigation. You said Maya was drained of all her blood, so I'd probably start looking into the morgues and graves and other cases where blood might have been drained and sort of formulate a connection that way. Be a fucking investigator.
Oh, and he kind of like looks at Leo like, is this, I don't know what this means. Is this good or bad?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a terrible idea. We could probably go dig up some graves.
Yeah, I love digging.
Well, I suppose I should tell you as a teacher, don't do this, don't get involved, blah blah blah, tell the investigators, but I really don't care what you all do.
See? Nice demon.
Besides, it's probably going to be a good experience for him. Just points out Leo.
Are you a nice demon?
I'm not a demon. Me and Hattori tried it out earlier, but it doesn't work for me. Little spinny device thingy.
Do you want to go find some bodies?
Is it dark yet?
It's getting there. You'll have to probably wait a couple of hours, but yeah, it's getting there. Corin will say, although it might be better and more prudent to check the morgue before we decide to go be doing illegal activity and exhume graves without permission.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, Hattori, you know the city pretty well. Do you know where some of the morgues are?
Presumably, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd know how to find them if you don't know where they are specifically. Because, I mean, in all honesty, do you know where the morgue is in your current city? You know, like, you don't think about that kind of thing. But because you're from here, I mean, I'm not even going to have you roll. Like, you're like, oh, we could go to the directory, you know, and look it up. And, yeah.
I guess we'll head off to the morgue. I hope they aren't too smelly.
Well, good luck with that. Roxana just starts heading off away from all of you.
I think I run after her just real quick to try and catch up before heading back to my group, but I think I'm just like, hey, so I know you said earlier in class today that, like, we can't do that same fighting stuff, but if you're interested at all, I mean, I'd be interested in, like, outside of the classroom lessons where we work on some of this stuff.
That actually makes her smile a bit. Yeah, alright. I'll teach you outside of the class.
Cool. I'm not gonna go back and tell the school, like, you beat the shit out of me, because that's fucking lame. So, thanks. I'll see you later.
Not. She, real quick before you leave, writes down an address and hands it to you. This is my home. Stop by later.
Cool. I do tell the other teachers this, but you really are my favorite. And I do say this genuinely.
Yeah. She just... That's probably not a good thing, kid.
It's okay, I'm not a normal kid.
Yeah, I can tell. We're probably gonna get along. She starts heading off.
Emoji will climb on top of Cloud and say, well, I don't really like dead things, but I like digging, so hopefully we can find something to dig at some point.
And you guys all start gathering to head to the morgue, and I think this is where we will end today's session before you get there and maybe have to dig up bodies.
Not where I thought we'd be ending the session today.
No, me neither. Off to the morgue.
Well, right. Meta knowledge, we know that, you know, our baddie was there at some point, so I think the mystery is starting to close in.
Is that true? I mean, whenever he did Maya's body, that was in a classroom for some reason, right?
Yeah, that's where she was kept, so that for the night, so that her parents could pick her up.
The table she was on was like a morgue table, but she was on a classroom table.
Well, it wasn't like a classroom table. It was one of those like medical tables, but you know, in like Marcus's room, he does studies of biology and things like that for medicine. So it was like his. Yeah, it was in his class technically, which is why Suki saw it on the way to her class, was because it was coming out of that classroom.
Well, then either way, maybe Rexana's idea to try to find other exsanguinated bodies could lead to something.